As you can see, I'm an added man for the public reading of the scripture in the Old Testament. Kasalitan na po ni Brother Manny tuwing hapon sa pagbasa. Ang napili ko po na basahin natin ay one book in the wisdom literature, which is Book of Proverbs. So sa mga familiar sa book na ito, it is consisted with 31 chapters in all. So it will take me 31 readings for this to complete, and Lord willing magawa natin. So go there sa Proverbs chapter 1. We'll be reading that now. But hold your place for a while. Mag-intro muna tayo before sa actual reading and our brief commenting. Yung book na ito, or sa background details, hindi ko na i-share now. Ay pinagkakatiwala ko na sa inyo yung pag-aral nung kung sino sumulat, sino sumulat, sinulatan, and kailan nasulat. More on, ang gawin natin sa intro ay yung pag-establish ng foundational truth or fundamentals ng makikita natin all throughout the book. Yung book na ito ay composed ng mga wise sayings, or as the title suggests, no, Proverbs or mga kawikaan sa Tagalog, where yung wise sayings na yon ay nag-a-apply more on sa life principles. So, of course, this book is inspired, part of the canons of the scriptures, therefore it is God-breathed, and yung mga godly principles dito, wala na tayong pagtatalunan. More on, nandun tayo sa pangalawang part na mas marami natin makikita sa book, yung human principles or yung mga life principles na mag-a-apply sa worldly life natin dito sa lupa. So, dun sa second principle na yon ng human principles ay sinulat ng Haring Solomon on a side point, mabilis. Kaya part pa rin to ng side ng Holy Scriptures. Kung alam niyo yung nakalagay sa 1 Kings, sa murang edad ng Haring Solomon, pinagkalooban na siya ng karunungan to the point na parang siyang sobrang tanda, mga tipo, sabihin natin, 100-year-old man, no, na for, sabihin natin, more than half a day. Kasi may mga writings din dito na parang wise sayings even from sunrise. So parang more than half a day, umaga pa lang hanggang, sabihin natin hanggang lumubog yung araw, for more than half a day for his entire life, na parang 100-old man siya. No? Pupunta lang siya sa gitna ng city nila o ng baryo nila, pagmamasdan niya yung buhay ng tao, yung paligid. Therefore, na-conclude niya, parang naisulat niya na to sa karunungan binigay ng Lord sa kanya na positively saying, kapag ganito yung gawin ng isang tao, ang bunga ng gagawin niya o ganipala niya ganito. Or negatively saying, kapag ganito yung deeds or even thoughts or words ng isang tao, yung punishment niya and yung consequences niya ganito. And nagawa niya nga yon sa murang edad niya, na yung mga batang edad pa siya or early years ng kingship niya. And kaya pinaniniwalaan din and really considered na part pa to ng scriptures, kasi bago pa siya magloko sa marriage life niya, if you know his legend, na kumuha siya ng pagan wives and concubines, and nag-serve siya sa mga gods nila. So, yun yung hindi magandang kwento doon. But then, doon sa life principles na yun, makikita natin first the godly principles, and makikita natin napakaraming wise principles na dito sa book. Parang yung magiging foundational truth natin as we read all throughout the book, pag pinagsama natin siya, yun yung magiging ilaw natin na ma-amaze tayo. Wise sayings ito na ipapakita sa atin ng Lord na before His very eyes, we are not as smart as we think we are pag nabasa natin tong book. So, yun yung foundational truth natin bago tayo mag-proceed sa commenting. And with that, basahin natin yung chapter 1. Proverbs chapter 1, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain wise counsel, to understand a proverb and an enigma, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother, for they will be a graceful ornament on your head and chains about your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us. Let us lie in wait to shed blood. Let us lurk secretly for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them alive like Sheol, and whole like those who go down to the pit. We shall find all kinds of precious possessions. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in your lot among us, let us all have one purse. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Keep your foot from their path. For their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. But they lie in wait for their own blood. They lurk secretly for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone who is greedy for gain. It takes away the life of its owners. Wisdom calls aloud outside. She raises her voice in the open squares. She cries out in the chief concourses. At the openings of the gates in the city, she speaks her words. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? For scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn at my rebuke. Surely I will pour out my spirit on you. I will make my words known to you. Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no one regarded. Because you disdained all my counsel and would have none of my rebuke, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your terror comes like a storm, and your destruction comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Then they will call on me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, they would have none of my counsel and despised my every rebuke. Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled to the full with their own fancies. For the turning away of the simple will slay them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will dwell safely and will be secure without fear of evil. Now, yung sa last part, hindi na muna natin talakayan kasi medyo mahaba na rin yung intro natin. Mas maganda rin, i-connect ko na siya sa chapter 8 pagdating natin sa chapter 8. Doon sa middle part, kung NKJV yung gamit nyo, no? And nascan ko rin naman yung ibang translations, na mga lumang translations. So, hinati rin nila sa tatlong part to. More on general, godly principles na makikita natin to na nakaugat naman sa moral law. Moral, di ba? Huwag kang papatay, huwag kang magnanakaw. Ito yung top 2 dito. Which, almost all context talaga siya, but naiintindihan nyo naman yun. So, and one thing I can say, maraming yung exact terms dito, and yun yung principles na to, maraming beses pa mauulit all throughout the book. So, yun na yung masabi natin dito. But we'll delve in more yung sa unang part, specifically, verses 1 and 7. So, verse 1, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. I believe na these two name dito na naisulat ay were not written in vain. Because who are these two men? Itong dalawang lalaki na to ay very big names pagdating sa redemptive history, even sa history ng Israel as old covenant people ng Lord, di ba? Who was King David? Di ba? King David was the man after God's own heart. So, the man had the heart for God. So, the man was exceptional pagdating sa faith niya and devotion niya to Jehovah, his God, the God of Israel, and who has become our Father. So, tinuturo ng basically ng verse na ito na we should inherit David's heart as he had nung sa buhay niya. Kung alam niyo rin yung legend niya, basically, the man after God's own heart, ang ibig sabihin, ang Diyos walang naging kahati sa puso niya. Alam niyo yan, hindi siya sumamba sa ibang Diyos-Diyosan, nag-alay ng sacrifices doon, hindi katulad ng mga sumunod sa hari sa kanya. So, the man had a heart for God. How about King Solomon? King Solomon was the wisest man who have ever lived on the earth, as scripture's account says. So, the man asked for God na habang gusto niyang manavigate itong buhay dito sa lupa na under God's terms and under God's will. So, what we have here in verses 1 na ini-impress sa atin bago pa tayo makapunta dun sa fear of the Lord sa verse 7 and ilang beses din mauulit all throughout the book ay we should have both the heart and the mind for God, heart na walang kaaway ang Diyos, walang ibang Diyos-Diyosan o sinasamba ang ating puso, and that mind na ready talagang tanggapin ang salita ng Diyos as ang context na natin ngayon, we have the whole scripture para i-navigate ang life and even carefully observe yung mga proverbs pang mababasa natin sa mga susunod. So, may the Lord bless the reading of His sacred scripture.